Hello, welcome to Tom's Family Worship. Thank you so much for joining me today. I got a fun story for you today. It has a cat and a squirrel and communication. I'm excited about it, so let's get right into it. I'm Tom Gearing, and this is Tom's Family Worship. Today, we have another story from Fenton Forest. It's called The Waiter. Once upon a time in Fenton Forest, Scamper Squirrel needed more help in his nut hut. Business was booming, and he was not able to keep up with all of the work. So he placed a sign in the window that read, "Wanted, Waiter." One day, Fairfield Cat came by and read the sign. "There's a job I can handle," he thought to himself as he pushed the door aside. Things were busy as usual, and when Fairfield Cat asked Scamper about the job, Scamper didn't even tell him about the pay or the hours. He just put a pad of paper in his hand and told him to get to work. Fairfield looked at the paper with questioning eyes and surveyed the room. In one corner, a wood stove was radiating heat as it consumed piles of oak that Wally Woodchuck had delivered and the nutshells that Scamper fed it every day. Next to the stove was a large, tattered, soft chair. A comfortable one like you might find at your grandmother's house. Fairfield Cat ambled over to the chair and found the softest part. As the radiant heat of the stove was penetrating his fur, he quickly drifted off into sleep. About 5 minutes later, he woke with a start. Scamper had shaken him awake and was glaring at him. "What is going on? Do you want to work here or not?" asked Scamper. "Yes, I do. What do you think I am doing?" replied Fairfield Cat. "That's what I would like to know. What do you think you are doing?" shouted Scamper. "I'm waiting," fussed Fairfield. "I'm doing just what I'm supposed to do. Your sign says, 'Wanted, a waiter.'" With that, Scamper took the pad of paper and hit Fairfield over the head until he ran out the door. On his way back into the nut hut, Scamper scribbled something on the sign. Once he finished, it read, "Wanted, a working waiter." In this story, we have a classic example of how communication can be tricky. Was the cat being a waiter? Yeah, he was sitting in the chair waiting, right? And if that's what the sign said, why was Scamper frustrated? Well, he was frustrated because he didn't want somebody to sit there and wait for something to happen. He wanted someone to work in his nut hut as a waiter. Do you think that Fairfield Cat knew what Scamper wanted? I think he did. Sometimes we can cheat people or maybe just be annoying, and we can do it while following what they are saying, even to the letter. The classic example of this, I can remember being in the car with my older brother, and one or the other of us might say something like, "Don't touch me." And what is the other one going to do? They're going to put their finger as close to the other person's face as possible and say, "I'm not touching you," because they're not. They're doing exactly what the person says, and they know they're doing the opposite of what the person wants. So what the person really wants is some space. Can you think of an example where you knew what the other person was trying to communicate and you misunderstood them, maybe on purpose, because you were trying to get something you wanted? Just because we can do exactly what someone asks and get away with something doesn't mean that we're being kind, does it? What would be the kind thing to do when someone says, "Don't touch me"? If you said, "Give them some space," then you and I would be on the same page with that one. As you move forward, why not try and be kind to the people around you? If you really don't understand what they're saying, ask for clarification. Say something like, "What do you mean by that?" But if you know exactly what they mean, try and respond in a way that is kind and respectful, and not just selfish in getting what you want. Why not share with your friends or your family some ways that you are thinking of that you can be kind to your friends or your brothers or your sisters? Dear Jesus, thank you so much that you are always kind to us. You go out of your way to let us know that you care about us. Jesus, please be with us and live in our hearts so that we can be kind and share your love with the people around us. Thank you so much. Amen. Thank you for joining me today. If you have a story that you thought of while I was sharing this one with you, I'd love if you would tell me about it. You can email me at pastortomgearing@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Tom Gearing, and this is Tom's Family Worship. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.